Well, we've been planning on talking about EMPs for a while because there's people that don't really understand what an EMP is. I'll tell you what it stands for is electromagnetic pulse. That technology does exist and it has existed for a while, and it can be used as a weapon. So therefore, what is it, and do we need to protect ourselves? And if we were to protect ourselves, how would we? Anita, can you explain what an actual EMP event is?
An EMP basically is a surge or of a magnetic pulse that actually can affect anything that has transfer of energy. It is an energy transfer that takes place. The magnitude of it is regulatable. They can actually gauge it. And there are some natural things in nature that occur like that, like lightning strikes, etc. They know how that behaves, and they've used that much in a lot of the physics and development of the EMP itself. Now, up until just recently here in the civilian community, we have never really much entertained this, except for we've been hearing about what's been going on possibly developmentally. The importance of us talking about this today is that the type of warfare that existed in the last 50 years is changing. An EMP strike on us now today is going to be more powerful than a lightning strike. It's not going to be just a power surge. People have heard about that. I have a surge protector on my battery backup for my own computer system. Now that'll take care of minor surges, right? But what we're talking about, one is that is of a magnitude that could take down the grid. And if it can take down the grid, most likely it's going to fry or disintegrate, overheat, which can have a lot of different implications. Overheat every electronic thing that you have plugged in to your outlets of your business, your home, your car's plugged in because you might have an electric car. And all those things would be basically non-functional. So what we're going to talk about today, Tony, is how can I, as a individual, as a consumer, what can I do and what do I need to do? And we're going to give some options, I think, today that are important for us to take care of ourselves individually, because there are certain things they're doing to protect the grid, and those things will not protect us individually in our homes, because this is not going to originate from the grid. This is something that can actually affect each of our businesses and our homes. So personally and professionally. Now, what if you're even out camping? There's just a lot of different applications. We're going to just probably focus in on a couple today, but I think this is a good time to start getting ourselves, whet our appetites, start learning what tools we need to have in our toolbox and make those personal decisions based on education. Technology we're going to talk about today was actually tested at the Federal Department of Defense testing facilities. And it is actually exceeding what the previous military grade was rated at. I'm not going to get into a lot of technical terms because that's not what you need to know. You need to know what's here and why you need to have it. why is it superior?
Yeah, so let's just say an EMP event were to occur, then what would happen if you have not had your own home protected, your own vehicle protected? So maybe for some reason, lightning strike, power outage, you've been a short time without electricity before. So then you probably think, well, since I don't have electricity, I'll get on my phone, and then your phone's not charged, right? Or maybe when an EMP event does occur, okay, there's no electricity here, let me get my car and go over to somebody's house. But now your car doesn't run. Let's just say you do have a car that does run because it didn't have all the electronics in it. It was like a 1950s car or whatever. You go to the gas pump because you're nearly out of gas. Guess what? Gas pumps aren't working. So this is a domino effect that happens because of one EMP event. So think about this. Maybe you rely on communications for your work. You need your phone, you need cable, maybe you are a YouTuber or a streamer or both, but now you cannot use those devices any longer. What's going to happen? What's going to happen if your place of work was not protected? Would you have a job anymore? Are you a driver and those vehicles were not protected by the business owner for an EMP event? Do you have a job anymore? So you can see the domino effect that I'm talking about. Let me see. I wrote down some notes. Make sure to bring those out. How about no running water because of an EMP event? Do you have water and food stored up? What about emergency medical situations? Are you going to be able to call 911? Are you going to be able to get yourself or a loved one to a hospital? What's going to be the situation at hospitals if those hospitals were not protected for an EMP event? So what we're saying is this is something that needs to be on a high priority to get your health protected personally and professionally. So you can still make an income and you can still have survival skills and your toolbox ready at home. We like talking about all these different tools because these are solutions that you really need to consider. Anita, do you have anything to add? I wanted to go in and show them how they can actually, where they need to go and who this group of people are that have put this company together that are going to be protecting the grid. But you also need to protect yourself. Just because the grid is protected does not mean that your home does not need to be protected. Your vehicle does not need to be protected. They both need to be protected. Anita?
I believe the most important thing that each of us individually need to look at is how do we actually empower ourselves? Many times people live life looking for somebody else to have the solution, be the solution, maybe depending upon, we cannot put ourselves in a situation where we are so dependent on anybody else being the solution for us here. This is a personal ownership of the situation. And those who don't take personal ownership then look for somebody to be their savior. And when the damage is done, there is no savior. It's basically replace everything, and there's going to be many people who will be in the same situation if this were to occur. So it would be devastating to the entire society. And for me in my house, I must take responsibility and own this.
EMPshield.com. It will protect you from an EMP 1, 2, and 3. Also providing lightning protection backed by a $25,000 insurance policy and solar flare protection too. So let me show you what they have and how to get your discount. So they have home protection, vehicle, radio, solar, generator, 3-phase, RV, motorcycle, and watercraft protection. So let's just go up here and click on one of these. Let's click on vehicle. We're going to say add to cart. And it looks like it just took you back to the home page again. But look in the top right-hand corner where it says basket, one item. Click on that. And here is where you apply the coupon code. Just put in TotallyT, apply coupon. Let's scroll down. And you see you got $50 off, right? Free shipping. And then you can proceed to checkout. So there you go. Use TotallyT for your coupon code to get a discount.